Hello and welcome. You tune into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Shrishti Sharma. This is a show where we take you through all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade, either on the back of research or on the back of technicals. But let's look at where the markets are perched at. Shrishti, yesterday we saw a smart recovery coming in the second half of the day. And that recovery, that momentum has continued today as well. So all in all, net a good day for the markets is what I'd say.
Well, yes, absolutely, Ankita. We are just building onto the gains of yesterday, and not just that. If we take, not just have a look at the benchmark indices, have a look at India VIX, because that's inching lower, and that's indeed a positive sign for all the bulls out there, because once again the markets are getting into momentum. Nifty 50 as of now is near the day's highest point, but for the Bank Nifty we are still waiting for some bit of a momentum out there, but still holding on to the gains of almost 100 points. So Bank Nifty, no fireworks out there as of now, but it's the metal pack that is showing such a great strength, Ankita, in today's trading session. That metal index is gaining around 3% in trade, and see all the counters. Vedanta hitting a lifetime high levels. Tata Steel is also gaining in trade. SAIL, NALCO, all these, especially the PSU and the government related counters, are flaring better in trade. Apart from that, some of the profit booking is what we are seeing in some of the large cap pharma names like Lupin, Ciplar, Dr. Reddy's are seen to be under pressure. But you can't take your eyes off today on the defense and the shipping bank, because in NSE 500, if you take a list, have a look at the list, then Cochin Shipyard up around 10.5%. Other than that, Mazgaon Dock gaining around 6.5%. All these counters are definitely doing great, and Garden Reach Shipbuilders is also too, which is up around 6.5%. So this pack is really doing well. Apart from that, if we talk about some of the other cash counters, Alembic Pharma, Alembic Limited, I beg your pardon, is up around 15% after a good set of numbers. So all these counters are buzzing in trade, and all in all, Ankita, a good day coming in for the markets indeed.
Absolutely a good day on the markets, but viewers, let's start with the countdown of all the stocks that are buzzing away in the trade, and give you the reasons why that is happening. And for that, we are joined by our research team, and on the technicals we are joined by Osho Krishan, and on our research team we are joined by Jinai and Snehi are joining in from our team. So let's begin. And first stock that is buzzing away in trade, as Shrishti mentioned, RVNL is a stock that is really buzzing away in trade. In fact, it was trading with gains of 5% in the morning, after company received a letter of acceptance for an order that is worth 239 crore rupees from Southern Railway. Now, the order is to provide an automatic block signalling system from Jolarpeti Junction in Erode Junction of the Salem division of the Southern Railway, and the order is likely to be executed within 12 months. Now, also the company recently stated that in an exchange filing that they have postponed and rescheduled the date for the Q4 results also, which is likely to happen on the 17th. Initially, the date was supposed to be tomorrow. So that's also a bit of a news that's coming on RVNL. Right now, it is trading with gains of over 6% in trade.
All right, flying high in today's trading session. And Osho, you are also tracking this counter on the technical front. A lot of these railway counters are buzzing in trade, but what's special about RVNL and how are the charts looking?
Very good afternoon to all of you. Well, now coming to the technical developments in RVNL, then in this current financial year, RVNL have been trading in a pattern of cycle of higher highs, higher lows, and it has taken a very strong support from near approximately 100-day exponential moving average, which was even coinciding with the previous swing low also. So from here onwards, I am expecting that on the higher end, the counter have started moving or surging. So I am expecting nearly 290 to 295 to be tested in this counter in the short-term period. While on the downside, the stock is having a very strong support near the zone of 255, 250 odd levels, and on the higher end, I am expecting nearly 25 to 30 odd points of movement in the short-term perspective. So one should definitely try to gauge momentum in this counter.
Right, RVNL looking strong on charts, but one of the counters that is not doing that well, and even the sector rather, that is Apollo Tyres, and the whole tire pack is not also doing well, Ankita, because just a while back we have seen numbers from CEAT. They were not that impressive, and similar kind of an expectation is what we are having for Apollo Tyres as well, because the key to note is the rubber prices. because rubber prices are really the key raw material for the company, and we have seen a jump of 34% on a sequential basis for this one. So that's definitely going to impact the earnings. This time sequentially we are expecting a drop in the margins to 17.5%, while the profit is expected to squeeze sequentially as well to 438 crores. The revenue is expected to see a decline of close to 3%. 6,427 crores is the expectation there, with EBITDA expectation of 1,125. What the factors will be at play? The marginal growth could be seen in the standalone business, but that's likely to be offset by a slight decline in the EU and led by the weakness in the PCR segment as well. So all in all, we are not expecting great set of numbers from Apollo Tyres, and the stock is also down about 1%, just ahead of the earnings.
All right, coming to you then, Snehi, you have picked out Aarti Pharma for us, an earnings candidate. A good set of results is what we can see. Take us through the numbers.
Well, absolutely. So, very good set of numbers coming in for Aarti Pharma. In fact, we could call it a dhamaka set of numbers coming in this time around, and that is being penciled in by the stock price as well, because the stock is up 17.5%, doing pretty well in today's trading session. Overall, good quarter for coming in, and let's go through the highlights of the company's performance in quarter 4. Revenue has come in at 505 crore rupees versus 485 crore, which is up almost 4%. EBITDA has come in at 116.7 crore rupees versus almost 80 crores, which is up 46% on a year-on-year basis. Now, what's a good thing to notice, PAT is the one that we'll be watching out for, because that has come in at 65.2 crore rupees versus 42.8 crore rupees, which is a solid uptick of 52.3% on a year-on-year basis. Margins have also seen quite the expansion at 23.1% versus 16.5% compared to this time last year. And apart from their results, the board has also declared a dividend of 1 rupee per equity share. So, well, that's the lowdown on Aarti Pharma and the numbers of quarter 4 and why the stock is holding up so smartly today.
Right, that's about Aarti Pharma. But with this, let's go across to Jinay then. And Jinay is making a debut in Market Fatafat, and with his first stock, that is HAL. That is seen to be flying high in today's trading session. Jinay, tell us more. What's the news flow and how is the stock performing today?
Yes, right. So there's an UBS report on Hindustan Aeronautics. They are maintaining their buy rating, and they've hiked the target price. They see the stock going up to 5,200 rupees, which was the earlier. And the earlier rating was 3,600 rupees. They believe that the orders and delivery run rate will be increasing their profitability with stable growth. They expect the threefold increase in total order book, and they expect a 25% revenue growth going ahead. They believe that the revenue intake estimation for UBS is over 100% versus the estimations of other consensus. They believe that the streets concerning about the production ramping up is looking some misplaced. They expect the order book to go around rupees 5.3 lakh crores over the period of FY24 to FY28, implying that the order book will be growing around 4 times by FY 2028.
All right, coming to you, Osho, you have picked out a GMR Infra for us. Tell us what are you seeing on the charts for this particular counter?
See, for GMR Infra, the counter has been into a consolidation zone, and in the recent period, even we have witnessed a kind of a corrective phase from the zone of approximately 92 towards the zone of 78. But if I will be talking on the historical front, then 100-day exponential moving average historically have seen as a very strong support zone for GMR Infra in past 3 times in this current calendar year only. So I'm expecting this time again we can see a very strong support near about the zone of 78 to 80 on the daily time frame, while on the higher end the counter has the potential to reach the zone of retesting the zone of nearly 90 to 92 in the recent period. So I'm expecting that from here onwards there is a strong potential in this counter for a higher target of nearly 10 to 12 watt points.
All right, moving on to the other counter that is soaring away in trade is Cochin Shipyard. In fact, this is a stock that keeps on giving to investors, Shrishti, and this time around again, this counter was up almost 10% in trade today in early deals after the firm said that it has won a large order from a European client for a hybrid service operation vessel or SOVs. Now, a large order's value is classified between 500 to 1,000 crores as per the company's release, and the order from European client is for the design and construction of a hybrid service operation vessel. with an option of 2 or more such vessels. Now, these vessel systems are likely to improve the energy efficiency and reduce the carbon footprints, and this is to be designed and built for the service, maintenance and operation needs of the offshore wind farm industry in the European market, and the project is expected to be completed somewhere around 2026. And on the back of that, just look at the gains coming on Cochin Shipyard. It's trading with gains of over 10% right now.
All right, yes, no stopping for a stock like Cochin Shipyard, but let's move on. And Osho, coming to you to have your take on Chennai Petro. Tell us, how is this stock looking on the charts?
See, overall, there has been a very consolidation zone or consolidation phase that this counter have entered into. But in the recent period, we have seen the consolidation breakout in the month of April, and it has moved towards the zone of 1100 in a very short-term time frame. But after that, again, the counter have retested or again have plunged lower towards the 100-day exponential moving average. But in the last 2 trading sessions, there is a sign of reversal in this counter, and even on the oscillator front, we are witnessing a positive crossover. So this can be seen as a very strong development on technical basis for this counter, and I am expecting that again this counter have the potential to move towards the zone of 1000 followed by 1100 in the short term perspective. So one should definitely try to gauge momentum and can accumulate even at current levels. The risk reward is also favorable on the lower end. I am expecting a very strong support near the zone of 840 odd levels.
All right, coming to you, Snehi, Shriram Piston is what you picked out for us. Good earnings coming in for that counter, soaring away in trade more than almost 6% actually. Tell us what are the numbers looking like?
Well, absolutely, Ankita. Shriram Piston, a good set of numbers coming in this time around as well. Revenue has come in at 856 crores for quarter 4 versus 701 crores, which is up 22% on a year-on-year basis. Net profit has come in at 116.5 crore rupees versus 91.4 crore rupees, which is up 27.4% year-on-year basis as well. Now, EBITDA has also expanded at 177 crore rupees versus 135 crore, up 31% on a year-on-year basis. And slight expansion has been seen on the EBITDA margin front as well, coming in at 20.7% versus 19.3%, which is up almost 143 bips. And apart from these earnings, the company has also gone ahead and announced and approved a final dividend of 10 rupees per share. So on the back of these good numbers and a 10 rupee dividend figure, the stock is doing pretty well, up 6% as we speak, and has continued to maintain these gains throughout the day. So while good moves coming for Shriram Pistons today.
Well, yes, that's about Shriram Pistons, but let's talk about a stock that has seen no stopping today, and that is Alembic Limited. And Jinay, tell us more, how are the earnings this time around? And we are seeing stellar performance of the stock in today's trading session.
Yeah, so the company has reported a very strong earnings where the revenue came in at 49 crores versus 37 crores, which was up around 32% year-on-year basis. But the main highlight for this year was the net profit, which came in at 29.3 crores versus 4.7 crores same quarter last year, which was up around 3.5 times. Apart from this, the operating EBITDA was also up 79%, which came in at 24.15 crores versus 13.45 crores. And the company also took a sharp leap in EBITDA margins, which came in at 49.2% versus 36.2%. The street seems penciling in the strong results, and as the stock is up around 15% gaining in.
Right, Osho, coming to you, you have also picked out Alembic on the technicals for us. A sharp up move coming in today, trading with gains of more than 15%. It's also trading, very close to its 52-week high. What is the upside for this one?
See, overall, we have seen a very strong breakout in this counter around the zone of 96, which has given a very strong breakout that has been with a notable volume. But yes, with the result, there has been some volatility, or there can be some kind of volatility that can sustain in the recent period. But overall, with the kind of a V-shaped recovery this counter has made, specifically from the 200-day SMA, I am expecting that it has given a very strong signal of giving a very strong movement in the recent period. So on the higher end, the immediate target that one can expect is of around 108. But the time it breaches the 52-week high, then from there onwards, we can witness approximately 12 to 15 odd points. So 120 to 125 is the immediate target that one can eye for in Alembic Limited.
Alright, that's about Alembic Limited on the charts as well as the fundamental news. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break in this edition of Market Fatafat. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat, where we are giving you all the stocks that are in focus on the back of research or on the back of technicals. Well, let's get started and give you some more stocks that are buzzing away in trade. And Shriram Finance is the stock that is in focus because the board has approved the sale of entire stake in the arm of Shriram Housing Finance, and to sell the Shriram Housing stake to a Warburg Pincus via an affiliate, Mango Crest Investment. The transaction is expected to be completed by the 7th of February 2025. And if you look at the deal value for this, the Warburg Pincus is likely to buy Shriram Housing Finance Limited for 4,630 crore rupees. Now, the company shall also receive a minimum consideration of 3,900 crores along with a certain additional amount based on the occurrence of identified events. Now, the current shareholding of Shriram Housing Finance, if you divide it, Shriram Finance holds 84.2% and Valiant Capital Management holds approximately 14.94%, in Shriram Housing Finance. And if you look at the contours of the deal, as per the deal, Valiant is likely to, will also, completely divest its equity stake in Warburg Pincus, and the MD and CEO of the company, who's Ravi Subramaniam, is likely to lead the business going ahead also. So that's the news coming around Shriram Finance. Right now it is trading with gains of 1.5%.
Alright, but moving on then, and let's shift focus to another stock info that we're going to be discussing about, and that is InSwift Labs. That stock is also soaring in trade today. Snehi, take us through the earnings then.
Well, yes, so InSwift Lab is in focus today because a good set of numbers are coming in for that stock. Also, 10% higher is, 4.5% higher is where the stock is right now. Revenue has come in at 393 crores versus 304 crore rupees, which is up almost 29% on a year-on-year basis. Now, the company has turned profitable in this quarter compared to this quarter last year, which is FY23. Net profit has come in at 239 crore rupees versus a loss of 25 crore rupees that the company faced in quarter 4 of FY23. EBITDA on the flip side has slipped into a loss of 37.3 crores versus 73.7 crores coming in this time around, and EBITDA loss this time at 37.3 compared to 73.6 of FY23 Q4. So mixed set of numbers largely coming in, but it's the profitability that is doing very well for the stock. The street seems to be taking it well, and the stock is up 4.5% as we speak.
All right, coming to you, Osho, then you've picked out L&T for us. In the last 6 months, it hasn't really moved a lot. Tell us, what are you seeing? In fact, in the last 1 month, we see a bit of a consolidation happening on that counter. Tell us, what are the moves that you're penciling in for this counter?
See, as you have mentioned, yes, the counter is into a corrective phase. It has seen a very strong correction from the zone of 3800 towards the zone of approximately 3200 odd levels. But the main limelight for picking up L&T is after approximately more than 1 year, it has retested the 200-day SMA on the technical chart. So I am expecting that 200-day SMA historically have seen a very strong support zone for L&T, and again one can see some kind of resurgence in this counter in the near period. Even for short-term duration, we can witness a strong rebound on the technical developments also. So there is positive crossover that we are witnessing on major of the oscillators on technical perspective. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, there will be a gradual up move in L&T. So I'm expecting on immediate basis, nearly 3500 is the potential target or the first resistance for L&T, while on the downside, 3200 is the very strong support zone. So 3200 to 3500 is the immediate zone that one can see to trade in L&T, and once it surpasses the zone of 3500, then we can see a very strong upsurge towards the zone of 3750 followed by 3800.
Well, yes, we will have our eyes on L&T. So that's the technical take coming in on L&T, but a lot of earnings also trickling in. But before that, let's talk about some of the upcoming earnings then, and we will have our eyes on Bharti Airtel then, because because this time the revenue is expected to be up 2% on a YY basis, while the EBITDA is expected to see a jump of 3.5%. And the margins will be the key to track apart from the ARPU growth of the company. 53% is what we are expecting, while in the net profit, a significant jump of 34% on a YY basis is what we are penciling in at 3,274 crores. If we talk about the other internals, then ARPU is expected to see a jump of 1% and 210 is the expectation out there. And the key things to watch will definitely be the capex outlay for FY25, which will be keenly watched. The commentary on the timing of the mobile tariff hikes, because everybody in the industry and companies have also been vocal about that just post the elections they will be coming out with the mobile tariffs hike. So everybody in the telecom industry, specifically when it comes to that, they will be watching out for that one, and the market share shifts, if any, and the management commentaries on that will be keenly watched. So just ahead of the earnings, the stock as of now is holding flat. So that was about Bharti Airtel then. But with this, viewers, let's move on and let's shift focus to PVR Inox then. And Osho, just some time back, the earnings came in for PVR Inox. Tell us more, how is this stock looking on the charts?
See, overall on technical chart, this counter is into a very strong corrective phase. So I'm expecting on technical developments, there are no indicators which are witnessing some kind of reversal in this counter. But overall, I am expecting that there can be some kind of volatility that can be seen post the earnings which it has just announced. So I'm expecting the time it breaches, if it breaches the zone of 1350 on the higher end, then it will be providing a very good opportunity to go long in this counter. But for the time being, it's in the no trade zone. On the lower end, I am expecting 1240, 1250 to be providing a very strong support. On the higher end, a fresh bet can be taken above the zone of 1350, because once it moves beyond 1350, then we can witness a positive crossover on major of the oscillator front, because this counter have already been in a very oversold trajectory. So from here onwards, there can be some kind of up move that can be seen for PVR.
All right, thank you so much, Osho, for joining us. But viewers, on that note, it's time for us to slip into a short break. You don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more stocks.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.